overview of your discussion. What did you actually come here to say? What is your message?
Yeah, so what I was here to talk about was the importance of building a team for essentially winning, so winning the talent game. As we talk about innovation, as we talk about digital, and the future, no company is built with a single individual. And so what my message really was about is how do you build the right team to create, to make, to do whatever it is that your company is going to do. And so I try to inspire people, sharing some techniques from some companies that I've worked with, which were particularly Apple and Tesla.
What were some key steps you took to make sure the company that you were at Tesla, because you were responsible for protecting the company's culture during its massive growth. So what were the key steps you took to make the company's values didn't get lost as it expanded quickly?
Making sure our values didn't get lost was essential from day one with hires. In fact, it even started before day one. So we were very open and honest with candidates about what our culture was. We actually created a document called the Anti-Handbook Handbook, which didn't necessarily say here are our values, but it was a very honest document about what it was like working at Tesla. And so that was shared with candidates so that people would know, is this company the right fit for me? Am I the right fit for the company? Then when employees would start, day one orientation, onboarding, was completely focused on our culture, how we operate. We didn't really have stated values, but we had a strong culture. We believed, and I firmly believe, that many companies waste the onboarding opportunity because they take onboarding and they spend it on, let me show you where the restrooms are, let me have you complete your new hire paperwork, let me talk to you about benefits. And those things are important, but if you put yourself in the shoes of a new hire is saying to themselves, did I make the right decision to join this company? What do I need to do here to be successful? I want to be successful. And so we focused our orientation on answering those questions. And answering those questions was to say, here's our culture. You're going to be successful here if you embrace this culture. Here's what we expect. Here are the behaviors. And so really from day one is when we would talk about culture and, in that regard, our values.
Do you think that it contributed to the success of the company? Really?
Absolutely.
So it's a different way of hiring people, actually.
Yeah, it is. And I think it contributed to the success. I'll tell you a short little story. Especially this story goes back to about 2012. And so we were going through some growth, really trying to get Model S out the door for the very first time. And this idea of talking to people about what's expected, we did this with every single level in the company. And we also told at orientation every single level in the company what our top challenges were for the quarter. So we would say to them, here's our production challenge, here's our gross margin challenge, and people would come up to us, especially factory workers, and say, thank you. Nobody has ever been this honest with me about what the company is doing, what my role is in it, why it is I'm going to be working so hard. Thank you for respecting me as a human and my intelligence. And so I definitely think it contributed because it helped everybody feel like they were part of the same team, working on the same things, and using sort of the same guidelines to guide our work.
Oh, great. Okay, so just the final question. I mean, it's your first time in Cyprus?
It's my second time in Cyprus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And how do you like the digital agenda, this summit that we create we held every year?
This is phenomenal.
Yeah?
It's really phenomenal. The things that were getting shared earlier in the day, we're talking about AI and where it's going, were just blowing my mind. I mean, I thought that I think of myself as being technologically savvy, but this was so far beyond what I'm even aware of. And so even if it's something I'm not directly going to be working on, it still shapes everything else. Shapes how I think about talent, changes how I think about the challenges that 20-something-year-olds are going to be facing. So this is just so stimulating. And so energizing, and I'm just loving every minute.
Do you use AI in HR when you decide on the resumes? Do you use that? I know some companies.
Yeah,
do.
I don't. Yeah, I don't. I don't know. They probably, because I'm not there now, so I can't speak now. But they probably do.
Okay.